Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Michael and we're going to be getting right back into some more Reddit stories. If you enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Now, without further ado, let's begin. This story was posted by a user named Automatic Horror in the legal advice subreddit. The post is titled, "Deceased GF's mother is threatening to sue for equity in my home. Throw away since I do not know who might see this. My girlfriend and I were together for 7 years. She passed away 2 years ago. She lived with me for 5 of the 7 years we were together. I bought my home 1 year into our relationship. I was the only one on the mortgage, and now I own the home. I came into full ownership of the home after she passed. My name is also the only one on all the bills. My girlfriend did not pay rent. My girlfriend's mother has contacted me and informed me that she intends to sue me for equity in the home, claiming that she has proof my girlfriend invested in the home and that she paid to have renovations done to the house. She did so through her family attorney, who I looked up and I do not believe works in this type of law. He appears to handle wills and estate planning. She is saying I owe my girlfriend's estate $100,000. I have no idea where she could have even come up with this number. For what it is worth, my girlfriend's mother has never liked me and has been particularly vicious towards me, including an accusation that I was responsible for my girlfriend's death. I have not spoken to her since this outburst, which was shortly after my girlfriend's funeral. Her mother was the executor of my girlfriend's estate. My girlfriend's family, including her father and siblings, have always supported me and have denounced her. Basically, I am wondering if I actually need to worry about this and what questions I should ask when I meet with an attorney on Monday. My name is on everything. I cannot even find any receipts or anything that has her name on it. This coming from an actual attorney does have me a bit spooked. I received this notice yesterday. Thank you for your time. Edit: by saying come into ownership of the home, I mean to say I paid off the mortgage. Sorry for any confusion. Edit 2, thank you to everyone who has answered my questions. To clarify some things, no, her name has never been on the deed to the house, and also no, we did not share bank accounts. I paid for everything out of my own accounts, the mortgage, the renovations, everything. She at no point contributed to these. Update. First, I would like to thank everyone who expressed their condolences to me regarding my girlfriend. It has been a very difficult road since she has been gone. Secondly, thank you to everyone who sent me advice and support for navigating this. I just want to share my experience. I ended up meeting with 3 different lawyers, 2 free consultations and 1 paid. I went with all of the documentation I had, and all 3 pretty much told me the same thing. Unless they had something I did not, they did not see a case where her mother had any sort of claim to try to get anything from me. We even went over Cash App and Venmo transfers, and while she did send me money through those, the money I sent to my girlfriend was more than what she sent me. The attorney that I paid for the consultation offered to write a legal response to the letter on my behalf at no additional cost, but with the understanding that if she moved forward with a lawsuit, I would have to begin making payments toward their service if I wanted to use them. I agreed to that. They allowed me to read their response and broke down the legal terms for me that I did not understand before sending it. I agreed and they sent it. This was yesterday morning. Earlier this afternoon, I got a phone call from the attorney's office stating that they had received a response. The attorney then got on the phone with me personally to let me know that the response they received from her attorney stated that she would not pursue any further action and to consider the matter closed. I know that my experience will not be typical of what may happen with others, but I wanted to make this update and again thank everyone for their support and advice. Misfit Penguin said, Mom tried to see if OP was a sucker or a rollover and lost. Apprehensive Book said, who goes, my child is dead, how can I make a profit off of it? Apparently this person. Clearly she was trying to scare money out of OP. I am glad he is rid of her. This next story was made by a throwaway account about a year ago. The post is titled, Coworker Says She Loves Shoplifting. I have been feeling anxious about a coworker interaction that I just let go by. I am the oldest and most domesticated person in my workplace, but I try hard not to give off work mom vibes. Maybe I have been too successful. Jane works full-time in an administrative role at our public library. She is fresh out of high school, so new to the workplace. She was chatting with Cindy, who shares my workspace, when she started talking about how much she loves shoplifting. She quickly added that she takes things only from large corporations and obviously would never steal from the library, where all our things are free. She concluded, "I love that I can say that here." She emphatically cannot say that here. She definitely cannot say it in front of me. I do not supervise her work, but it is hardly outside the realm of possibility that someone would ask me for an opinion on her, and now I have major doubts about her integrity and judgment. What, if anything, should I have said in the moment? She was not even exactly talking to me. Was I right to ignore it? I am worried I gave the impression that I do think shoplifting is okay. Update. Our young shoplifting friend has been a source of chaos and positive change, so I thought I would send a tiny update. The self-described shoplifter, Alice, was seen rummaging through security guy's drawers looking for his keys to a locked cabinet. He got mad at her. He even vented about getting her fired, but considering that neither of us has that power, I think he was just blowing off steam, and I gather he was pretty harsh. At our next all-staff meeting, Alice began crying as she described how upset she was about being chastised for this faux pas. The locked cabinet contains items like beanies, metallic blankets, and water bottles for use in one-on-one conversations with our most vulnerable patrons, and she was trying to help someone in a way that was 100% in line with her job. Security guy gruffly offered to unlock the cabinet in the morning and relock it when he leaves so that those items are freely available to the front desk staff during the day. Even though the cabinet is in a locked staff area, items get stolen overnight. So not a huge update, but I thought people might enjoy that her anarchic energy does some good in the workplace. There was a very informative discussion in the comments about shoplifting. Apparently, for a lot of people, it is a pretty normal part of growing up and young adulthood that those of us who did not or do not participate just have no idea about. Separately, I listened to a podcast episode about the book Who Moved My Cheese and realized that lingering trauma from a very mean boss that I had when I was fresh out of college is probably part of why I'm so solicitous about the young people in my workplace. But that is neither here nor there. Update. Our young shoplifter friend is moving away back to her hometown. Her last day is this weekend. And this morning we had a big 3-hour all-staff meeting. At the end of the meeting, she asked if she could make a goodbye speech. She talked for at least 5, maybe even 10 minutes without pause. The content of her speech was almost entirely about how bad our boss is, micromanagement, lack of support, being more concerned with getting rid of our fun decorations and making sure there is no dust than with serving our high-needs customers. She mentioned being called into human resources and then reprimanded for not wanting to talk with a human resources person that she does not know and who has never done our job about her handling of a traumatic event. No one stopped her. Our boss just kept packing up the meeting supplies. Our boss's boss just sat there listening. When she finished, many of our co-workers clapped and said thank you. So farewell to my little anarchist colleague. Please do not grow up too fast because we need your burn it down anarchic energy more than ever. Insomniac's Cataclysm said, I do want to mention something. Do not steal from Walmart and Target. They have entire forensics departments to counteract theft. They know you are stealing. They just wait and gather evidence until you have taken enough to be worth taking you to court. To this comment, user Bow Creek said, attorney here. Go sit in a docket call at a municipal courthouse in a municipality with a Walmart. An alarming number of cases will be Walmart theft cases. The Waltons do not mess around. This final story was made in the AITA subreddit by a user named Traditional Hour. The post is titled, I went behind my wife's back and told her pregnant sister that she's being cheated on. I've been married to my wife for 3 years. I am 27 and she is 26. My sister-in-law is 30 and my problematic brother-in-law is 31. I have always had a close relationship with my sister-in-law. We are friends. I also have a decent connection with my brother-in-law, not that close, but we often talk and get along. My wife and her sister did not get along as much as you would expect from siblings. It was not just normal sibling rivalry, but constant fights and arguments. Anyway, 3 weeks ago when I was having dinner with my friends, I saw my brother-in-law with another woman. They were just eating. I did not think much of it. I wanted to go and greet him, but I kept talking to my friends. After a while, I saw that he gave a light kiss to this woman. I was so shocked. I decided not to confront him, and when I got back to my home, I told my wife everything. I told her that her sister was being cheated on and that we needed to tell her. My wife said we should talk to my brother-in-law instead of telling her sister, and we should not break their marriage because her sister is pregnant. I was like, what the heck? So what if she is pregnant? Her husband is a cheater. I tried to convince my wife multiple times that we should tell her sister the truth. I told her that I know you guys do not get along, but she is still your sister and this is not right. But she asked me to stay out of it. I tried my best to convince my wife, but she either ignored me or said we should not break their marriage. I had enough of her, and yesterday I told her that I was coming clean to my sister-in-law. She and I have a great bond, and I cannot and will not betray her. My wife said if I tell her the truth, she will not talk to me. I replied that I will not talk to her either if she does not want to do what is right. Today, I told my sister-in-law the truth. I went to her place and told her everything. She was doubtful and asked me to leave. After a few hours, my sister-in-law called me. She was crying and said that what I said was the truth and that she should not have doubted me or kicked me out. She said she is leaving. I asked her where she would go and if she had money. She said she does, but not much. I wired her a bit and told her to call me if she needed help. She thanked me and said she would only use the money if it was necessary, otherwise she would return it. My brother-in-law called my wife and, well, my wife lashed out at me and said I ruined her family and her sister's life. I said I thought the moment we got married your family is mine and my family is yours. Anyway, why on earth are you defending that problematic person so much? What about your sister? She did not reply to me and she is not talking to me either. I tried to talk to her and convince her that it was the right thing to do, but she would not talk to me, so I said, fine, stay angry, and if you want to divorce me, then go ahead. I think I have ruined my marriage. I do not know if what I did was truly right. Update. It has been a few days since I told my wife's sister that her husband is a cheater. Just to clarify to all the weirdos, no, I am not in love with my sister-in-law. I do not have any inappropriate relationship or feelings for her. I respect her and she is family. In any case, yesterday I asked my wife why she is upset and why she wanted me not to reveal the truth to her sister. I said, I know you guys hate each other, but you are siblings. My wife said it is not our place to interfere. I asked, are you okay with her sister being cheated on? She said she is not, but it will and has ruined their marriage because of my stupidity. She is pregnant, and the child needs his father, and so does the wife. I was so shocked when she said this, like, what the heck? I asked her if I were to cheat on her, would she forgive me? She said yes. I also asked her if she ever cheats on me, would she hide it from me? She also said yes to that. I was so shocked I asked her if she knows what she is saying. She said yes, and she is confident. She said, just because you had sex with someone else does not mean everyone else has to suffer and break the family. I had no words to say. I told her that I also sent my sister-in-law money. She started screaming at me and said I should not have helped her despite knowing she does not like her sister. I said if that is what she thinks, then it is better if we just divorce. She got angry and screamed, fine, and started packing her bag. I tried my best to stop her from leaving. I told her that I love her and I just did what I felt was right. Nobody has to suffer betrayal like this. She said it was not the right time. I asked her, so when should we tell her the truth? After she gives birth? Because it will worsen her postpartum depression, or years after she gives birth. She will just blame us. She said we should have just kept quiet and left it alone. I tried so hard to stop her, but she did not listen to me and left. I tried to contact her and her parents and her friends, but they do not know where she is and instead started interrogating me, saying I am her husband and I should have taken care of her and should know where she is. I even visited my brother-in-law to confirm my suspicions, but I did not see her car or her belongings anywhere. I hate that I am being blamed for just revealing the truth and for my wife leaving me right away without a second thought. I was so damn upset that today I called my sister-in-law and told her that she can stay at my place because I am going to my parents' house, and my wife left and nobody knows where she is. She told me she will try talking to her parents, but after a while she called me and said that their parents do not know where she is. I told her to think about herself and come over and stay here instead of blowing through her money. Now I am at my parents and my sister-in-law is in our home. Maybe I am being petty, but I hate that my wife gave up on me and left without a second thought. I do not know whether she is cheating, has cheated, or would truly cheat on me and her own blood sister with a family relative over feuds. One thing is for sure though, I cannot trust my wife anymore. She hurt me. Update 2. Many people have asked me for an update, and I also need some outsider perspective on my situation, so here it goes. But before that, I just want to clarify and ask the people who kept calling me names for telling my sister-in-law the truth. Why did you keep telling me to mind my own business? She is family, and if families do not look out for each other and help, then who else will? Strangers? And it is not just some harmless or small lie from my brother-in-law, it is life-changing. My sister-in-law is not just my sister-in-law, she is my friend. If I had not told her the truth now, then my problematic brother-in-law would have just kept cheating, and I would have lost a friend if I had delayed. Anyway, coming back to the update, my sister-in-law only stayed at my place for 2 days, and after that, she called me and said she cannot trouble me anymore and that she is going to live in a hotel. I tried to convince her not to blow through her money unnecessarily, but she did not listen and left anyway. Yes, I am divorcing my wife. After a week of no contact, she called me and said she wants to reconcile. She said she was angry that I did not listen to her and went behind her back. She said she did not want to break her sister's family, so she wanted to hide it and convince my brother-in-law not to cheat, but I messed it all up and now she is coming back. I just asked her to come back because I wanted to talk to her, and it is not something you discuss over calls. Once my wife arrived and started to explain herself, I told her I am falling apart. She was pretty shocked. She said we can make it work. I told her we cannot. I do not trust her after everything she said, and she just left me with no contact. She showed up suddenly while I was worried all day about where she was or if she was safe, etc. I cannot make it work. She tried convincing me not to divorce, but I had already made my intentions clear. I told her that her sister stayed at our place for 2 days, and she got angry and said, "Fine, let's divorce," and left. I told my sister-in-law that I am getting a divorce. She was not happy about it, but she did not try to convince me either way. I told her she can stay with me instead of at a hotel. She said it is inappropriate. I just said either she blows through her money and struggles or she can accept my help. So my sister-in-law and I have been living together for the past couple of days, and we have discussed our spouses and their behavior. We are both pretty angry about it all. My sister-in-law got even angrier than I did. She ended up calling my wife and calling her names. She told me she is hell-bent on ruining my brother-in-law. She is divorcing him and will go nuclear on him, asking for as much money as alimony and child support. She wants to drain him. My wife and I have not talked to each other since she left, and we both know that we are divorcing. My sister-in-law, though angry, has calmed down because it is unhealthy for her and her baby. She has started focusing on her career and reads stories about single mothers. She is preparing herself, so yeah, that is all. And to the weirdos, stay away. Neither my sister-in-law nor I have any feelings for each other. I am just helping her, and she was not feeling good about it, which is why she was hesitating so much. Call me a moral police, but I know I did the right thing. Not just for my sister-in-law, but for me as well. I now know what kind of woman my wife is. Final update. I have made 3 posts prior to this one, and I know nobody wants to go through all of that, but I never thought celebrating Christmas with my sister-in-law would cause this much drama, so I will give a short summary. I found out that my brother-in-law was cheating on my sister-in-law, who is my soon-to-be ex-wife's sister. When I told my then wife, she told me to stay quiet. I did not. I went ahead and told my sister-in-law. My then wife's reasoning was that we should not interfere in their marriage as it did not concern us. I was angry that she would defend cheating. When I asked her if she would forgive me if I cheated, she said she would because it is just sex. After a huge fight, she left and disappeared for a week. When she came back, I told her that I am filing for divorce and we are currently going through the divorce process. So my soon-to-be ex-wife and I are going through legal proceedings, and we are going to get divorced 100% because I cannot trust someone who defends cheaters, especially someone who defends a cheater who cheats on her own sister. Yes, their relationship as sisters was dysfunctional, but it is still wrong for me and for my sister-in-law. My sister-in-law is going through the divorce process as well, and she is aggressively seeking child support and alimony. On Christmas, I invited my sister-in-law to celebrate with me. I had already been supporting her financially, and we became closer and became friends because we were both betrayed by our partners. We would talk, vent, and get angry so much at both of them. My sister-in-law and I celebrated Christmas with children from both of our families, like nephews and nieces, and even their friends joined us for a while. We kind of went overboard and showered them with gifts, but my soon-to-be ex-wife found out about it and told everyone in my family and hers that it was us who were cheating, and now I am trying to marry her sister. That is why I am divorcing her. Most of our families did not believe her, except for some of hers and some of mine. They said I am a cheater and that I should not be celebrating with my sister-in-law because she is now my ex-sister-in-law as I am divorcing my wife. They said I should be spending time with my wife instead of divorcing her, as she did nothing to wrong me. I tried to tell them that her defending cheaters is ridiculous and that my ex-sister-in-law and I are friends, and we just celebrated with the children. She herself is pregnant and I was just supporting her, and she also supports me because we are both going through so much. But they kept saying that I should take my wife back and do right by her, and that spending time with my soon-to-be ex-sister-in-law is not good, and that we are or were cheating. So am I the wrong one for celebrating Christmas with her and children from our family? They did not stay for a long time, but after they left, my sister-in-law and I did spend a long time together. It was just the two of us drinking and talking about the future and what we should do about our partners, and we just vented to each other. Xanif said, "Here is the thing with cheating. It is not just sex, it is lying." To this user, Dramatic Mud said, "It is also exposing your pregnant wife to diseases, not to mention risking making your and her life incredibly complicated in case the affair partner gets pregnant. I very much do not trust cheaters to use condoms, or falling in love with the affair partner, and then the brother-in-law will leave the sister-in-law anyway at a convenient time for himself. Not telling someone will only hurt them worse down the road." Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video, and thank you also to partner of the channel, Gamersupps. Use code DLAM to support the channel and get 10% off of your purchase, link in the description. I'm sure many of you like me have a hankering for daily caffeine, so go check them out. Lately, I've been a big fan of Titty Milk and Acid Rain, but they've got dozens of other flavors for y'all to try out. Anyway, thanks again for reaching the end, and I hope you all have an amazing passage of the next 24 hours.